Welcome to the Dimecast podcast. I'm Beto Duran, as always, with the reason we have a podcast, Danny Hernandez. Nice hat today, a little LA Dimes throwback.
Thank you. Yes,
I forgot what you look like.
it's been a minute.
Yeah, it has been a minute.
Yeah.
We've started the podcast a couple months ago. Every single Tuesday, there's a new episode released for you. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave a review. Make sure you tell people all about it. That's the stuff you have to say when you do a podcast. It sounds professional. Yes. Rate, review, subscribe. But Danny, you and I both know that our families are not watching.
They're not watching. They're terrible. Where's the support?
Yeah. Okay. You want to name some names right now?
No, I'm not gonna throw them under the bus right now. I'll be honest.
You're not gonna throw them under the bus, but I will do. If you live in Danny's house and you are his son and you're a receiver, thank you for watching.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everybody else, that dog is. No, but in all seriousness, I think this is episode 9, 10, 11, whatever it is. We're having a lot of fun doing it. And if you're new to the podcast, make sure you binge the previous episodes. Because now that people know that I'm doing this podcast with you, it's, hey, Beto, what about... No. I'm not the QB person. I have no idea. All I am is the guy asking Danny the questions. And if you've been with us since day one, shout out to Whiskey Guy,
yep,
right, who has a saloon ready for us to enjoy.
We'll get an episode there.
We will definitely do that. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube and also follow us on Instagram, Dimecast_POD. Also, there's a TikTok, there's a Twitter, there's plenty of places out there for you. So if you're new to this world, let people know that we're doing it, because we're doing it, one, for the love, because we're not making any money out of it. We love doing this because I love having the conversation with you. And the reason I'm vamping right now is because I don't know what we're going to talk about today. The reason I don't know what I'm talking about is, where has Danny been? Remember that show, Where is Carmen Sandiego? It's where has Danny Hernandez been? Because those of you that are loyal, I saw your messages at my Instagram at BetoVision of, where's Danny at? Where's Danny at? I don't know. He doesn't answer my text either. So today's episode, I've decided we're going to call it, Where Have You Been? All right, get the font out there, Art. Larry, put the font on the bottom, the guys behind the scenes. Where has Danny been?
Where have I been?
Where were you, sir?
So I've been in a few places. I think our trip started with SMU. So we're there in Dallas. And then from there, then we went to TCU, which is Fort Worth. Then from there, went to Nashville to Vanderbilt. And then from there, went to Lehigh, which is in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And then ended up at Northwestern, Chicago.
So 5 different schools.
Yes.
In about 2 weeks.
In about 2 weeks.
We got the message back from Danny like, hey, guys, not available this week. This is why, if you noticed the previous episodes, we were at a park, and for those 3 episodes, we had the same clothes on because we recorded 3 in a row because we knew you were going to be gone.
Yeah. We
didn't know you were going to be gone that much. So what happened at those 5 schools? What were you doing?
Camp season ended up going. Okay. I think we talked about it in one of the episodes. That's what June is. June is super crazy with camps. Started off with 2 different mega camps, which was SMU and TCU. I normally like to go to that camp and take a few kids because I think you get bang for your buck because they're so close to one another. I think I ended up going with like 10 to 12 kids to both camps. Ended up going. So it was great. There's a ton of schools that are over there. Gives me a great opportunity to talk face to face with a lot of the coaches that I know and kind of catch up and everything like that. And then, just the guys to be able to get seen by a lot of schools. That's what that first trip was.
Here are the dumb questions. And this is where I stop in and get this, because I know some parents are like, what's a mega camp compared to a regular camp?
So you'll have your regular camps, right? Let's say, for example, UCLA is throwing a camp. You're going to go and you're going to be seen by UCLA and UCLA only. All right. When you have the mega camp, a school will end up hosting, and there'll be offensive coordinator, well, whatever position you end up playing, from all over the place. So you I don't know, there's probably like 30, 40 different schools, that are over there, which is pretty cool. So now kids get to go and get a chance to end up getting seen by so many different schools at one location.
And you said you took 10 kids. Like what? You got them in the van, like Buttermaker and Bad News Bears?
No, nothing like that. It's like, I think I've been doing this for a couple of years now. So most of the kids kind of know, hey, you're going to SMU and TCU, right? It's an easy weekend deal that we end up doing. So I had kids that were already going, and I end up just trying to help out with whatever I can with them and making sure their camp experience is as smooth as possible.
Okay, now this is, again, the dumb questions, because you have parents who, kids are in elementary or junior high trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
Do you go and say, hey, here's your flight, or the parents book it on their own?
No, parents take care of all that stuff.
You just meet them.
Yeah, I meet them over there. I kind of let them know, because a lot of times for the camps, you'll have like a morning session, you have an afternoon session, So what I try to do is get all the kids in one session if possible. Try to keep them in a group if possible. All that kind of stuff just makes my life a lot easier too, because the coaches will be like, "Hey, Danny, who do you have here?" I give that list of names to those coaches before the camp ends up going on, so they kind of know who to look out for. 'Cause it's a little hectic, the
Yeah.
mega camps. There's so many kids that are out there. There's so many coaches. Everybody's kind of all over the place. So I try to help as best as I can, at least keep things organized for the kids that I'm working with, at least.
Now, this is why I see on your Instagram where you'll tweet the night before, or post on the night before on your story. Hey, if you're going to the TCU camp,
Yes.
make sure you have. So what do you tell your quarterbacks before you go?
Well, one, I just want to make sure that they've given me the heads up that they're going to be there again, so I do my homework to find out what schools are going to end up being there at the camp, and then I send that information to those schools. You'll see the logo. That's the thing sometimes with some of these mega camps too. They could be a little bit misleading because you'll see the logo of the school on there, so a parent automatically thinks, "Oh, that school's going to be there." Then I do some digging and try to find out as a quarterback. Is offensive coordinator going to be there? Is the head coach going to be there? Who's going to be watching quarterbacks? Obviously, most of the time it will be an offensive coordinator, but sometimes it'll be, oh, we're not sending anybody offensively. We're only going to send our D line coach and our DB coach. So for us, that doesn't help us, on the quarterback side.
Oh, it's a camp for all
All
skills. So
positions. It's all
kickers too, everybody.
kickers. Yep. Kickers, all positions. So you'll have all that going on. They break them up in groups. They're there. They'll do their testing, right? Like 40 vertical shuttle. And then after that, they go in their individual groups. Then from there, they end up going into one-on-ones and different kind of things like that.
Again, this is the question. I don't have a quarterback, but this is the question I know a lot of parents are going to have, because this is the reason we're doing this podcast, is so people don't text you, "Hey, Danny, what do I do at this mega camp?"
Yeah.
Go to episode 9. Beth will ask the dumb question.
Take a look at it.
But this is part of like the growing up and thing that quarterbacks have to go through, because
Yeah.
this sounds like it's fascinating for you to see the evolution, but maybe a freshman and a junior, because how they have to behave at these camps too, right?
Yeah. And really what you end up seeing at a lot of these camps, if be just completely honest, the more, I don't know, I guess you could say talented, and the guys that are going to be those 4 and 5 star guys are normally the young guys, right? That are there. And the reason why I say that is because they're still kind of under the radar, right? So, but now when those guys are 4 and 5 stars already, by the time they're in their junior year, they're not going to those mega camps anymore because those offers have already happened
Really?
already. Yeah, they don't. So most of the guys, if you see juniors and seniors that are at those camps, those are mainly the guys that, maybe they're under the radar, maybe they're going into their junior year. It's going to be their first year starting varsity, or maybe even going into their senior year, first year starting varsity. So those guys haven't really had an opportunity to be looked at by those coaches. The young guys try to get out there and kind of get a head start. They don't have varsity film yet, some of them, but they're going to get out there and show that they could do everything they could do. And then coaches get that head start on those kids.
Now that's a good point you bring up right there, because I was curious, because kids that are ninth grade phenoms that you train,
Yeah.
everybody knows them. They already have the edits, and they have the glasses, all that stuff. But my son is, let's just say, going to 11th grade. He shot up from 5'8" to he's now 6'2".
Yep.
And he hasn't played a lot of varsity.
Yep.
He's what you guys would say, the unsigned, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the normal teenager.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So if you're one of those kids who needs this kind of experience,
Yep.
who needs the exposure, you work with a lot of those kids too.
Work with a lot of those guys.
That was your nephew, Newell.
Yeah, totally. And what we're trying to do,
Or Newell, sorry.
Yeah, no, totally. And what we're trying to do, before you get to those camps, and I think we talked about it on an episode before, is we're trying to do a little bit of homework beforehand. So now we're not going into these camps and we're completely blind, right? A coach has already seen some kind of footage of that kid, whether it's been his huddle film, whether it's been a workout video of like a throwing session in shorts or whatever the case is. They've had somewhat of an idea. Now they get a chance to actually watch them throw live, and you're hoping that all the things that you liked when you ended up watching the video, you get to see that in person now.
All right. So TCU, big time school.
Yes.
SMU, big time school.
Yes.
And then Lehigh.
Yes.
Why are we going to Lehigh? By the way, Leihigh
Correct.
in Pennsylvania. They have brand uniforms.
Yeah.
That's
yes.
what, like FCS school?
It's FCS school, 1AA, and Coach Cahill, the head coach over there, a great relationship with him. He used to be the offensive coordinator at Yale, and Yale was a place that I would visit every year and still do. One of my former quarterbacks, Griffin O'Connor, who graduated from Edison High School in Huntington Beach. he was a quarterback over there for Yale. So we always made it a point to get out over there. So when Cahill went from offensive coordinator of that school now to Lehigh, and he was running his own mega camp, out over there. It was the first year that he ended up doing it. So I wanted to make sure that we ended up supporting, ended up going, went with a small, just two guys, two 2025 quarterbacks, taking them over there. They did really well. It was a good opportunity for them to one get on Lehigh's radar and some of the other schools that were there.
That's a high academic school.
It
Right
is.
there.
It's a great school. It's beautiful too. I had no idea how beautiful the campus was.
And going to a school like that, this is a good place for like those kids who are late bloomers.
Yes.
To go to like that.
Yes.
Is there somewhere like that on the West Coast? Like a Davis, maybe?
Maybe Davis, maybe some of these schools. I think if you're looking for those kind of schools on the West Coast, you're probably looking a little bit more D3, type of schools, like that's a really good program that checks so many boxes for a kid. But you're going to have to make that travel all the way on the other side.
Okay. All right. So Lehigh's good.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
So, again, if you want to play, there's a school for you.
Yes.
You just have to do the work because let me tell you this. When you go to Lehigh, you have the relationship with the coach who was at Yale, right?
Yes.
There might be some other schools there that just might catch your attention.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. There were several other schools, that were there. And, again, you get a chance to kind of catch up with these guys. And those schools know what's kind of within their wheelhouse of what kids are going to be there. You're going to have a lot of high academic Ivy type kids that are going to be over there. So yeah, a few of the Ivy schools were over there and a couple other high academic, D3 and NAIA programs.
Now, if you tell a parent, look, TCU is this week, your kid's not a TCU.
Yeah.
If you tell them Lehigh better for you.
Yes.
Do the parents get insulted sometimes?
No, I mean, I think sometimes again, it's, kind of when you're in the early stages of recruitment, you could cast that huge net and you go all over the place. It's like I told you, I'm going with some young guys and we're going to Georgia and Tennessee, this week, and they're young. Again, let's cast that net super, super wide. But as you get a little bit later in the process, you're going into your junior year and definitely going into your senior year. If you don't have the attention of those big schools, then we need to direct our attention to some of these other schools like a Lehigh.
All right. So you go there, Pennsylvania, beautiful.
Beautiful.
And then your Instagram was good because you're at Northwestern.
Beautiful.
Northwestern in Chicago, high academic school.
Yes.
Really hard to get into. The Medill Mafia, they have the journalism school at Northwestern called Medill.
Okay.
So they call themselves the Medill Mafia. Like Jay Donde went there.
Okay.
Mike Greenberg, so like it's fantastic school. Football, I just remember, was it in the 90s? They had 1 year they went to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
Yeah.
Arnell Autry. Remember that name?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wanted to be an actor.
Yeah.
I remember that name.
And I mean, it's a great program. They had a little bit of trouble, last year, and coach ended up taking over for them, brought over a new offensive coordinator, which was great. I mean, he was a guy with just his whole backstory, Zach Lujan, who grew up in Alaska, ended up, I think, from Alaska going to Chabot Junior College up in NorCal. Then from there ended up going to South Dakota State, plays at South Dakota State, then becomes a coach at South Dakota State. Is there, I want to say they won 2 back-to-back championships at South Dakota State. Now he gets the offensive coordinator job over there at Northwestern. That's going to be a coach that you guys are hearing about.
Okay, we need him on the podcast.
Yeah,
I need to talk about Alaska.
Sharp.
How does he sleep at night?
I was asking some of those questions too. He's just like, hey man, he's like, I know that I grew up in the best place that I could have possibly grown up. He loved it.
Alaska also shout to Mark Schlereth, offensive lineman with the Broncos, big stink.
Okay.
He played at Idaho, so get your Alaska knowledge out there. But that right there, your visit to Northwestern, they have a facility that's brand new on the water. Like,
absolutely,
like Danny's Instagram, it's cool because you might be a grandfather, as he says. Shout out, happy Father's Day, by the way.
Thank you.
But your Instagram, you act like a kid in a good way.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're posting like, oh man, look at this, look at that. Which is, you're not posting like a dude who's got grades.
Yeah.
Like you post good stuff, good videos, like the Northwestern stuff. I'm like, damn, I want to go there.
I'm having a good time, man, and I take it all in. I don't care if it's a place that I've been at, 100 times. I enjoy it. I could be at the smallest school. You could find so many of these different places have, there's character to them. And, obviously Northwestern, you end up seeing what a beautiful indoor facility that's literally on the water. It's gorgeous, man.
Yeah. So I was watching that. I'm like, every day Danny was in a new city.
Yes.
And it was cool. Now the important question, do you carry on or do you check a bag?
some of the trips I gotta check a bag in.
Really?
If it's a longer trip, yeah.
But you just wear like Team Dime's
I
shirts and
do,
shorts.
man. But you know,
It's the shoes, huh?
yeah, shoes, you gotta
Yeah.
pack a lot of chonies. You know how it goes, dude. You know,
You check. You have a shoe bag, don't you?
no,
You're almost
no
there.
shoe bag, no shoe bag.
What shoe sponsor you got?
No shoe sponsor yet. Not yet. But get at me. Okay.
All right. Well, New Balance, come on through. Nike, come on through. Our feet are for sale. Not that way. But all right. Chicago. What'd you eat?
Oh man, what do we have? Italian steaks.
Good.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Yep.
It's a great city, man.
Beautiful.
Great city. I wish I could go there every year, and I
This is-
do almost every year. I love Chicago.
This is why we need Northwestern and USC get going in
Yes.
September. In
Yes.
September, that way we can go to a Cubs game.
That'd be great.
Okay, it's September. We don't need Chicago in the winter.
No,
Don't need for that.
I'm good with that.
All right. In Dallas, what'd you eat?
Barbecue. When I was over there, yeah, mainly barbecue. When I was over
Okay,
there,
good.
Yeah, that was good.
All right, Fort Worth. Now, Fort Worth has good state where TCU is at
Okay.
because they had the cattle right
Yes.
there.
I had steak.
The stockyards.
Yes. I had steak
Good,
over
good.
there.
The important stuff we got here, right?
Yeah.
See, because Dallas, SMU, it's bougie.
Yeah.
TCU, Fort Worth,
Yeah.
you're wearing your cowboy boots there.
True.
So that's where
Very
the
true.
steakhouse.
Oh yeah.
Yo, we
yeah.
started.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
talking about food. We're talking about
We're all the
shoes.
way in it, man. We're live right
We
now.
need Nike and
Yes.
we got a live studio audience.
Yeah, look at that. Let's go.
All right. So Lehigh, Pennsylvania,
Yes.
you have sandwiches there, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think I did do that there.
Pennsylvania has good sandwiches.
Yeah, there's some good spots
Yeah.
over there. We're there too, man. A great
I
time.
mean,
over there.
Andy, you're not the one training. You take the guys there. You talk to coaches, and what do coaches love to do? Let's go get something to eat, Danny.
Yeah.
Danny, what do you got in class of 2034?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we get a bite to eat, catch up. That's always a good time.
all right. Luke Combs.
Mm-hmm.
You saw him.
Yes, I did.
All right. When did you become this country music guru? Because everywhere you go,
All about the country. Whenever I get a chance to go to a country concert, man, I'm going to one every other month now.
yeah, because Luke took care of you.
Luke did not take care of me. Okay, Luke's taking care of maybe some of my other players.
This is where we talk right here.
Okay.
Joey Aguilar, right?
Yeah.
Who's selling some merch?
Yeah.
App State.
Yep.
Make sure you shout out Joey.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we get a picture of Joey and his Instagram. You guys can follow him where you can buy his merch.
Yes.
Joey goes to the concert
Yep.
with Luke.
Yep.
And by the way, I'm learning all about Luke Combs because of your Instagram. He's on stage with him.
He's on stage. He's doing it big, man. Like he's living it up, living his best life.
Okay. If he was like a tight end, is he on stage?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. Probably not.
The kicker?
Yeah, probably not.
No. Punters?
Probably not.
No chance. Sorry, Aaron Perez.
Probably not.
So you had another quarterback also hanging out at these concerts.
Yep.
Guys are taking advantage of
Yeah,
it.
guys taking advantage, man. Have a good time with it, man. You're the quarterback. So if you get some kind of extra little love, take advantage of that little extra love.
Because this is the important stuff. If you're a QB, you got to act like one.
Yes.
Because if
Yes.
you're a QB all over the country and you know there's a concert coming to town, you're going to call them and say, hey, I am QB1.
Yes.
Danny Hernandez wants to go. Take
yes.
care of your trainer, Joey.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Rule number one.
Yeah. Rule number one.
All right. Who else did you see recently?
Did I see anybody else?
Yeah.
recently?
You were in Nashville. You saw somebody.
Oh, I just seen a bunch of the little local. I mean, you go to every single bar, it's live music at every single bar that you're out over there, and took advantage of that for sure.
Your Instagram was concert.
Living it up. Then you throw football in there.
But then the best part is, I know when you're in like locked in, like camp mode, because you post a picture of the facility, but you don't post a picture of any of the work.
Yeah.
You don't post a picture of who's there with you.
Yeah, you're right.
You don't do anything.
You're
It's
right.
airport,
Yep.
facility,
Yep.
concert.
Yep. That's how I try to mix that business and pleasure, man.
And you notice how he still hasn't said which quarterbacks he took, what year, what ranking.
They're all guys that are doing really well and having a good time. All right.
This is
Living it up.
This is where I want to know who you took. Who's the number one guy you took? Joey Aguilar.
I take Joey Aguilar. Oh, he's well taken care of.
And again, if you're looking for the high school shout out for your name, we're never going to reveal who Danny is like taking to camps or anything like that. Like this is the gossip channel. If you want that, just text me. I'll tell you who Danny's got. No, because out of respect to them, because
Yeah.
you know everybody's working as and this is Danny Hernandez, Team Dimes, Dimecast podcast on a mission. All right. I need you to do me a favor.
Sure.
I need you to text the Alaska coach.
Okay.
All right. And we got to get an answer soon.
Okay.
Can we do a camp in Alaska?
Oh, wow. Wow, that'd be crazy. I will see if I could.
Right? We got to figure it out because the Dimecast podcast.
I've never been over there.
So. Oh, neither have I. This is why I'm trying to. Look, have you guys not noticed I'm good at latching on?
Let's go. Let's do it.
I want to go with you.
Okay.
And we're gonna do these camps all over. The Dimecast podcast is gonna go on the road. Art, Larry, get ready. We got a crew now.
Let's go.
But it'd be cool to have the podcast on the road.
Okay.
After the coach does their camp, we can be there to help facilitate. And if we're doing in Alaska, a place I really want to visit, but it's super expensive, I want to go with you. So can we get a camp in Alaska?
We'll make that happen, man. I'm with that. I'm all for it.
In the summer, though.
Okay, that's the time to go? Okay.
Well, in the winter,
yeah.
Have you not watched Deadliest Catch?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I don't think I need all that. Yeah. I wear hoodies, though, dude. I'm ready to go. I wear hoodies. It's not enough? The hoodie's not enough? No, I need a jacket, like a real jacket. I need the puffy jacket with the fur coming out, all New York undercover.
Yeah,
that's what I need.
All that stuff. We have merch.
I'll step it up.
Speaking of merch,
I'll step it up.
Dimecast merch.
Oh, that's fresh.
Right here.
Hey.
Are we gonna start selling it? Probably not.
Yeah.
But the way our sponsorship is going, we might be going pretty soon.
There you go.
So we got Dimecast. We got black ones too.
Oh man, look at. Gotta coordinate.
Look at this. We coordinate.
Hey, there you go.
So we got some merch now for you, Danny. So you're ready to go. Again, as always, thanks to Danny helping us out. It's his podcast. And if you're at his house and you're not watching the podcast, well, don't expect a hoodie.
Yeah, shame on you.
Shame on you. I'm not gonna say it's your son.
Yeah.
But shame on you.
Shame on you.
I'm glad you're back. I missed you.
I missed you too, dude.
I'll see you in like 2 more months?
Something like that. Yeah.
Right. As always, rate, review, subscribe. Dimecast_pod. We'll see you in the saloon. We'll see you at the speakeasy. That's our shout out to our boy Whiskey. Where are you going pretty soon? You're going this weekend. Where
I'm leaving to Georgia. I'm going to do Georgia and I'm going to do Tennessee.
How many concerts?
I need to check. If they have some concerts, I'll catch one. I will. I'm going to look it up. If there's a concert going on, I will catch one over there. Business and pleasure, my friend.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Got to mix them both. Okay.
You live in Southern California, right?
Yes.
All the cowboy hat?
Yeah.
How many do you have?
Not too many.
How many?
3. Yeah. 4, maybe. Yeah.
Danny Hernandez, Beth the Duran. Thanks for watching the Dimecast podcast.